Sixers pulled off not one, but two midseason blockbuster deals this year. Deals that added an all-star caliber scoring wing in Jimmy Butler and an all-star caliber scoring stretch four in Tobias Harris to join their all-star scoring big, Joel Embiid. It's a lot of options, but how do they put all that high-pitched offensive talent together? Well, that crucial task has been left to a gray-bearded coach from New England and his 22-year-old 6'10" Australian point guard. Doris Burke put it together for us.
Embiid to Butler through the back door.
His first bucket is 76er.
How do you balance all of the people who are hungry and thirsty to score?
We have to give up and sacrifice a few things, and that's just been the way. That's how it's going to be if you want to win. I think all of us buying in and willing to sacrifice, certain touches or plays. Everybody's not going to be happy straight away, but we're slowly starting to figure it out.
Simmons stops down the lane, and he jammed it. They didn't guard Ben Simmons.
To take a college four-man and make him an NBA point guard all by itself is very risky. But we did it. I'm proud that we did it. I hope over time, it could be the greatest gift I've given anybody, the ball. And
most would agree with that.
Yeah, I hope so. And he's done a remarkable job. I think it's the hardest position to play in the league. An NBA point guard is an NFL quarterback, and it's hard.
Ben Simmons, that's got to be a triple-double right there.
Brett talks to me all the time in our pregame meetings about this delicate balance between pace, which is where you flourish, versus the need to take advantage of what Joel brings you on the low post. How do you navigate that?
For me, it's a lot of film. It's knowing when to go as fast as I can down the floor and get to the rim and make plays. To where certain times I need to slow it down, get Joe a touch, let him do his thing. Because there's most nights where there's guys who can't guard him, and we have to take advantage of that. But at the same time, you got to find the balance in which I need to be able to attack and find JJ or Jimmy and Tobias in transition.
How much added pressure is there in knowing Tobias and Jimmy have an option at the end of the year and taking advantage of what's directly in front of you?
I think for us, I know Joe's going to be here, and I would love to be here also. Kind of knowing guys can come and go when they want in terms of free agency, but at the same time, you have to focus on what you have now. I think everyone's really buying in with Tobias and Jimmy. It's not easy when you hear about all the trades going with guys, but at the same time, it's a business.
It's our job sort of to evaluate and critique. It's not always pleasant. We face this sort of the same. There's been a lot of talk about whether you and Joel fit, but you live it every day. What is that fit like for you?
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, I love playing with Joe. I think when you look at it, we've only played about a season and a half together, and it's just the start of our career. So I think you see a lot of guys from the past where they requested trades and things like that, and you could have seen something special happen. And I think we remind ourselves of that a lot. We want to stay here and win championships for the city.
So basically the team got rid of their rotation players for Butler and Harris. I think the phrase we keep hearing is mortgaged their future. With a roster constructed the way it is now, how do you see them doing playoff time?
Well, I think it depends on, as Paul said, kind of where they fall at. The depth will come up at some point, but in the playoffs, as y'all know, you're going to play 6 or 7 guys, maybe 8. They have a couple serviceable guys off of that bench, but those top 4 guys, 5 guys with JJ, I'm sorry,
right.
They're gonna play biggest. They're gonna be the biggest piece of the puzzle. So I think they'll be fine. It just depends. You need Joel back, and you really need to get him back, and and being him, right? Creating double teams, being a rim protector. But I think they'll be fine.
If you had to, the offense, as far as who's more vital to it, Embiid or Simmons?
Definitely Embiid, no question about it, because late.
Even after all that?
No doubt about it, because late in basketball games, Ben Simmons is not a shooter from the perimeter, and he's not a free throw shooter. Joel is the guy that you're going to feature. So it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out once they get in close playoff games.
I like how he said it. We're fine. We're fine. Most important Sixer is who?
That's easy. Joel Embiid.
I thought you'd have a different answer.
I mean, no, he affects the game in so many ways. Inside presence on offense, gives an inside score, interior defense, his leadership. I mean, these guys feed off of him. He's out there giving these guys a swagger. And that's what a team needs. If you're trying to go deep into the playoffs, you need an attitude, and he brings that to this team.
I think you're taking away from what Simmons does. I feel like the whole feature was meant to convince you of the importance of Ben Simmons.
I love Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons.
No, you can't add it now. It's
He's
too
a
late.
winner.
No, it's too late.
He is a winner for real.
Well, we'll see. Detail, Kobe Bryant is back. ESPN Plus today. It's available right now, actually. Kobe breaking down James Harden. Start a free trial on ESPN Plus today, tonight, whenever. Download the app or visit ESPNplus.com. Let's check out who's playing with confidence. Brought to you by Toyota. You mentioned J.J. Redick. Scoring career-high 17.7 points a game. So, yeah, I think it's fair to add him in the mix.
Did y'all ever stretch like that when y'all was in the league?
Doing? So many jokes to be made.
Not at all.
I got to be honest with you. I could get fired. Everything I was thinking. Most important thing Embiid brings back to the team. Except for
Outside of swagger, you know, I think...
Nelly!
No, just his interior defense. You know, with him being out, the defense really lacked. That's why they went 500 over the stretch. But just that alone, because defense wins championships, they need his interior presence on that end of the court.
He got his Nelly flow on. You see that Band-Aid right there.
But who did Nelly get it from? The Band-Aid man, Derek Chivas of Missouri back in the
Our
day.
historian is always in the house.
I like
Jalen, biggest difference for this young man with Embiid on the court versus not?
The biggest difference is that now he could be a facilitator in half-court offense. You can see him do a lot more cutting and moving without the basketball, featuring Embiid in the half-court. But in transition, once Embiid clears the backboard, Ben Simmons is one of the best in the game, getting out in transition, making plays for himself and for his teammates.
Chauncey, we haven't mentioned this guy too much today, Jimmy Butler. But as far as clutch time, he leads his team in scoring. You want him taking it last seconds?
Jimmy's been quiet lately. The advantage that they have is they have three guys, Jimmy, Tobias, and Embiid, that you feel comfortable with the ball in their hands, and if they get fouled, can make a free throw. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a luxury to have in the NBA.
Jimmy! Paul, you're going to round things out for us. Bogdanovic. Since Oladipo got injured, how's the scoring?
And he's been a major asset for them. Not only did he play well in the playoffs, but since Oladipo's been hurt, he's been averaging 23 since the All-Star break. He's given them a go-to scorer. You know, that's something, once Oladipo went out, they had to wonder who's going to be the guy. It's him, and he's carried them quite nicely, and that's why they're in the third position as we speak.
And last but certainly not least for us today, Jalen, Tobias Harris. You move him from L.A. to Philly, and basically nothing changed.
How about before that, Beads, another history lesson. There was a time when the Orlando Magic had Tobias Harris and Victor Oladipo on their team.
Crazy.
And now to see both of those guys starring in new situations, I'm happy for Tobias getting a chance to make a big-time playoff run with the Philadelphia 76ers. I anticipate he's going to be there for a really long time.
But how is he averaging the exact... I love
All right,
that.
we got a wager.